Hello YouTube, this is Chester from guys. Welcome to another tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to continue where we left off in the last tutorial. As you remember, in the last tutorial, we were working with hypershells and meshes, how to generate triangulations, and how to do quarter hypershells, half hypershells, and this was all a prelude to this tutorial, because in this tutorial, we're going to be working with the actual mesh that we want to work with and refine into smaller parts. These smaller parts, smaller cells, smaller boxes will become the elements that we will be discretizing. So let's get started because we got a lot of ground to cover. First of all, I wanted to show you, for those people that haven't seen my last tutorial, it's been a long time. I want to show you this is what we did in the last tutorial, and this is what we're trying to accomplish in this tutorial. So we're actually taking this one, it's actually 10 cells around, and this one is also got 10 cells. They're a little bit offset more to the right, but as you can see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. But they're also doing, what they're doing is they're actually taking one of the cells and then it's becoming divided into two smaller cells and then two in the next one, so it's actually four. So it's being refined four times and four times and four times and four times until you can barely see how small they are. And there you go. You're taking this one and dividing into two and until it finishes. So that's basically what we want to accomplish in this tutorial, is show you how to do that. And because that will help you in order to create meshes and how to you know create a mesh on complicated shapes. So for now, let's close this one and let me close this one and close this one. And now let me show you actually, let me get the code here and just close this one. And let me show you the, actually, let me show you the code here. And it's this code here. This is what it's doing. This is the uncommented part of the code. I wanted to fit in one page here so you can see it. This is the commented part. As you can see, there's a lot of comments. It's very well commented, very well documented. Um, what we're doing here, this is basically, we did that in the last tutorial. Is this the little snippet of code that we were working with? We're basically using the same parameters, but this is what is different here, because it's taking the loop, but this is where all the magic is being created through the use of iterators. And what it's doing is basically is looking it's actually working with whatever it contains. I mean, it's hard to explain, but let me show you here, because this is in the Wikipedia. This is using the iterators in C Sharp, Python, and C++. So basically, this is the way it works. For those seasoned C++ programmers that know these, I'm sorry, this is not for you. This is for the people that don't know what an iterator means, and or the for auto X items in nowadays. So I just wanted for them to follow what's happening. So it's actually creating the vector called items, and then you push back three items. So you put a 5, a 2, and a 9. And and what's happening, you tell the iterator where to begin and where to end, basically, and then just loop. So it's gonna loop as many items as you have. If you have 3 items, it's gonna loop 3 times. If you have 5 items, it's gonna loop 5 times, and so on. So that's basically very, very handy when you're working with things that you don't know how far it's gonna be, and then you through the use of pointers and through the use of other loops, you are able to fill this space using this technique. Very handy. And just so you see it in action, I actually created a little here snippet of code because I want to show you because this is very important. Clear this, and it's this guy right here, nano iterator C++. Basically, all I did was take this, copy and paste it. Basically, that's exactly what I did. Copy and paste it. And as you can see, it's right there. I added a line here so it's not so crowded, and I made it into a working program, but everything else is the same. That's what I just copy and pasted it. You can do the same. So if you run this one, you're going to get iterator 529, right? Because you have 5, pushback 2, pushback 9. But let's say that now you add, for example, you go here and you go items and you go copy and do paste, and then you push 4, let's say, because it's refining 4 times, so why not use 4? So, and then leave everything else the same, and then make, and then run it, and there you go. You see how it's just, and you can add more and more, and it's just going to run as many times because you're telling it beginning and end. So it's beginning in the first item in that pushback, and it's ending in that last item. So that's one way. So that was pre C++11, and now you can also use this technique instead, in which I think I've seen them use both. I might be wrong, but I think they use both. And basically, this is the second technique. I just want to comment this out and uncomment this part. And let me put the line here so you don't get confused. And okay, so basically same thing, but in this case, we're instead of creating the vector and iterator begin and end and all of that stuff, all you say is for auto X items, which is the name items here, and just standard C out X, and that's it. So let's see if it works. Yes, C make iterator, and there you go. It just does the same thing. If you don't believe me, that is the same program that is actually, let's delete those. Let's do and go back to the 529 and then run it. C then make, then iterator 529, and there you go. So you can actually use either one of these techniques. I've seen them use both, I think. And here's is mostly explained. They actually go into detail explaining it. And it's a very, very powerful technique. that I've seen this in Python also. I believe they have it also, something similar, and in C++. Just in case you didn't know what's happening, because they use it a lot using um, the code in creating these matches. So I just want to make sure that you understand what's going on here. So this is what's happening there. So it's telling it the triangulation, which is this guy right here, and it's got all of the information, all of the parameters. It's looping here 5 times, and then it's iterating using the iterators depending of how many into the cell, how many cells basically. And if you go back here, so it will know exactly how many vertices per cell, and it will know exactly when to stop, when related to the distance from the center. And then it just refine, 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 meaning it will get smaller, smaller, break it into two, break it into two, break it into two, until it knows when to stop. And then that's what's basically happening here. And then, so let's run it. And when you run it, you get, I don't have to run it because I already show you, is this guy right here. Oops, I gotta use GIMP, sorry. Can I use image magic with this? And EPS and this guy right here. And we're gonna be creating a lot of more matches, but this is just to, so you understand how that magic is being created. But this is the end of this tutorial. If you like this tutorial, please click the like box, subscribe to my channel, follow me in GitHub, and I will see you next time with another tutorial. Take care.